Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I am joined on this Memorial Day edition podcast by one of Wise Take's finest DFS analysts, Mr. CashinDFS. You can find him on Twitter at CashinDFS. Cash, how are you doing this Sunday night, the night before Memorial Day?
It was a weird day.
Weird day. It
started off with Acuna turning his leg backwards. That really blew.
Yeah.
You saw that?
I didn't see the actual thing, but I heard it was pretty bad. I heard he was like helped off the field, and they're waiting on results. And
yeah, that
it was pretty bad.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah. No, I hear it.
And then golf. Oh my God, I got so much right. All these golfers just balling, and then every single lineup has a guy that's just terrible. Some of them too. That sucked. Then LeBron James won, which I liked because I love to hate him. And then Kevin Harvick wrecked, and I had 95%.
Yikes.
95%, and I still only lost $9. Bet 151, brought back 142, and I had 95% guy that wrecked first.
Oof, rough. Really, really rough. It was a pretty good race. Kyle Busch won, right? He held on.
Yeah, he led every lap.
377 laps or something like that. At a 400. Pretty wild. Yeah, man. I think, did you play baseball at all?
No, hell no.
Yeah, Sunday. Castro takes it easy on baseball. It was a really good slate for baseball, man. I was on the Chris Sale Fade train. That worked out well. I think the four pitchers that I ended up recommending on the Wise stream were Cole, who was Bauer, who was phenomenal, Tanaka, who was phenomenal, and then Tyon, who was 5'8" though. So
wasn't Jason Hamill phenomenal?
Yes, he was, man. Struck out 10 Rangers. I mean, the Rangers.
If I would have played baseball, I would have played him because I attacked the Rangers every day.
It's true. The Rangers are pretty bad. But at the end of the day, the main guys I needed from the Rangers did come through. Odor did pretty well. Joey Gallo hit his chalk home run, which I needed today, so I was happy for that. But all in all, pretty good day of baseball. For the nation, too, I think shout out to Wise Take Grinder. The dude who's been grinding since day one, one of our loyal members, John Irvin from the Wise Take Nation. He won $400 today, and the single entry took second place. So happy for him, man. I know he's been working real hard, a little frustrated at times, ups and downs, and he finally had himself a good day. So shout out to you, bro.
That's what DFS is.
That is what it's all about. So before we get started, it's going to be a short podcast because we're only going to cover the main slate, and the reason that is because in honor of Memorial Day, and a day that I know Cash will be working, but I'll be working at the Wise Take Nation. But a lot of other people will be off and celebrating with their families and all that. So we're actually going to do the Wise stream, which is the pre-lock stream we normally do once a day for main slates. We're actually going to use that on the early slate tomorrow. That starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to do the show at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And the Wise stream is going to be free tomorrow. We're going to do a free Wise stream tomorrow for everybody, just everybody get a chance to see what we got. See what they're missing when they're not subscribed. And also, just a little gift from the Wise Take Nation to give back on Memorial Day in honor of the day and in honor of the fact that a lot of people are going to be off kicking it. So we're not going to cover the early games on this podcast. We will be covering them for free tomorrow. You can find the Wise stream on Twitter and on YouTube. Those of you who are subscribed, you can still find it on the Wise stream page at wisetake.com. And we'll be using that as the chat. So when it's time for questions and all that stuff, that's what we're going to be using. Won't be answering questions from the Twitter or YouTube, but we will be doing the show publicly. So it'll be myself and Johnny after we've done all of our research. There will be no Wise stream for the main slate. There will only be articles. But excited to give back. Also, want to let you guys know we are having a sale. We're going to probably keep the sale going for a few days here, but a Memorial Day sale, you can get 25% off of the golf season package, the NASCAR season package, the All Sports 1 year, All Sports monthly, or All Sports 3 month. You can also get the 25% on the MLB monthly or the MLB season. So 25% off any of those, not off day passes, week passes, any of that stuff, just for the monthly commitments or the year-long commitments or more. So it's something we're doing, 25% off. One word, no spaces. You're going to type in Memorial Day money. Simple as that. Memorial Day money. No spaces. Get yourself 25% off. We'll keep the sale going for a few days at least. See if it catches on. But again, tomorrow we'll give you a little sample, a little taste. The articles will not be free. However, the live stream will be. So only for the early slate. We're not doing a live stream for the main slate. A little concerned that whoever we have on the live stream may be a little tipsy by then, a little late on Memorial Day. So it'll be nice and easy. But in the meantime, me and Cash got ourselves a nice quick show for tonight. We'll cover the main slate since we're not doing a live stream for the main tomorrow.
I will be preparing for Game 7.
Yes.
I cannot.
Yes, Game 7, absolutely. Golden State and Houston. Chris Paul ruled out, is he?
Oh yeah, he's not gonna.
Oh, what a shame! What a shame. We'll see what Harden's got, man. We'll see if Harden's got it. I mean, it's gonna be a tough matchup for him, man. But if he could pull it off, man, it'd be pretty incredible. But the odds ain't looking so hot, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they play the way they played in the first half, the Game 6 at home. They can win for sure.
Right. Absolutely.
Not going to be easy.
Absolutely. All right. So we'll start off with this first game a little odd. The Mets have not announced a pitcher for their second game. So we know they have a doubleheader and Jacob deGrom is going to pitch in the first game. But they haven't announced a pitcher for the second. And I read that head coach Mickey Callaway may not announce it until after the first game. So it sounds like he's going back and forth. I know they do have Chris Flexen up there. They have a couple other guys they were considering. We'll see who they actually go with. But in the meantime, we'll do what we can do. And right now, we don't have a spread or a total because we don't have a pitcher for the Mets. But we do know Brandon McCarthy is pitching at home for the Atlanta Braves. It's going to be Game 2 of a doubleheader. Should be warm and humid out in Atlanta for both games. I'm seeing about 73 degrees for the 7 p.m. start, 88% humidity. Cash, I know it's tough to give a call with when you don't know who the hell the pitcher is on the other side. But what are your initial thoughts here?
Well, what we can say for the Mets, that it's a park upgrade.
For hitting.
If it's a lefty, we're probably going to be... Oh, no. The Mets don't have a pitcher. We got Atlanta's pitcher. That's McCarthy. I was about to say, if it's a lefty going against the Mets, we're going to play him.
Right.
Oh, no. The Mets will work. Do you have any idea who it could be? Like, do you have a guess on like a little pool of 2 or 3 guys, or is it going to be a bullpen game?
It could be Chris Flexen. Remember him from last year? They called him up and they haven't used him yet, so it could be him. It could.
He been starting in the minors?
I believe so. I know he started some games for the Mets last year, so I know that. But I think for the most part, either way, I think we're looking at a bullpen game pretty much. Because even if Flexen were to play, what are you going to throw him like 70, 80 pitches? Like I don't think he's going to get a full run. Short leash.
And it's the Braves.
And it's the Braves, exactly. Who got a hold of Chris Sale? Yes, they did.
They are one of the best offenses of baseball. There's no doubt about
Agreed.
that. Kuna is out, so that does suck. But they were good before he came up. They don't need Acuna to be a good offense.
Right.
So the Braves will probably be a pretty good set tomorrow. They do have to travel home, Boston, but yeah, that'll be pretty good. But McCarthy at 7-1. McCarthy against lefties. I don't know. I don't know if I want to attack McCarthy with. I mean, they're decent because, like I said, they're in a better park, and they're much better against righties than they are lefties. Like they're in top 10, somewhere in the top 10 of WRC plus against righties. So I think you can play the Mets. Is Cespedes coming back anytime soon, or?
No, I think he just started like his rehab games or something like that.
That'd be nice. I mean, I'm probably not gonna go to the Mets, but they're okay.
Yeah, man.
But I do like the Braves. So you stack them up.
No, I agree. I'm gonna like the Braves, especially. I don't anticipate them to do too great against DeGrom earlier, so I do expect them to kind of come back and bounce back against the Mets later on, especially if they see a Chris Flexen type or some kind of bullpen combination. The Mets bullpen is taxed, very, very taxed. I think Ramos is like played in more games than anybody else in the NL and has looked horrible. Jeremy Blevins, their lefty specialist, can't get anybody out right now. So yeah, I think the Braves bats in the second game are definite. And I'm cool with some of these Mets. We obviously know that the Mets can get they have the capability to roll out some pretty horrible lineups. So we'll have to see, this being a second game, which lineup we actually get. But I could go to some of these Mets here. Like you said, it's a big ballpark boost. It's going to be hot and humid out there. It's favorable to lefties, and most of the hitters that we like from the Mets are going to be left-handed, that being mainly Conforto, Nimmo, and Cabrera. Jay Bruce, I mean, it's a great ballpark for him, but that dude just looks lost, man. I mean, you expect him to turn it around at some point. We've been kind of waiting for it all year, and it hasn't happened. I do know he's dealing with some plantar fasciitis or whatever the case is, so I think that's like a flare-up situation. But he looks lost at the plate, so we'll see. But I do think the bats are going to be where we're looking also here, especially with the weather being hot and humid out there in Atlanta.
Like I tweeted the other day when I looked it up, Brandon Nimmo has been the best hitter in baseball against righties.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he's been red hot.
Yeah, I would go 1 through 3. Skip Bruce, and if Agon is 5, but like you said, it might be a watered down lineup.
Right.
But they got Tucker. They think Tucker is going to be starting for Acuna now.
Yes.
He's going to come back. And
yes.
He got some power, but.
Gotcha. All right. Next up, we got Andrew Suarez, the lefty from Johnny's San Francisco Giants, visiting Chad Bettis of the Colorado Rockies. The temperature is going to drop pretty significantly out in Coors. 68 degrees. It was just like 90 degrees these last 2 days. 68 degrees, 37% humidity. We do have a total for this game. Just got to scroll a little bit to find it. It looks like 11.5, and Colorado minus 125 at home. Any interest in Coors on a 4-game main slate?
Oh, man, it's going to be that LA Philly Twins. It's in KC. Oh, man, this is going to be so popular. I would rather go to the Giants. No, I mean, I don't know. I can say that. I mean, Suarez kid is on the mound. Man. Oh man, you're gonna want this game, but like, it's a 4-game slate, so I'm gonna fade. I'll definitely fade the Rockies. I could play the Giants. Especially Brandon Bell. He's 5'4". He is awesome. Brandon Bell is a baller. Hey, that kid is back. Mac Williamson. But at least he's in a projected lineup. Did he play today?
I don't know, actually. Hope he's back.
That guy was smashing.
Mm-hmm.
That dude was smashing. If he's there, I want to play him. He's only 3'9". I would love that. He will be uber chalk. And, I mean, it's Coors, so you could stack it up, of course. I mean, Arenado is one of the best hitters in baseball against lefties. Desmond, I love Ionetta against lefties. I mean, yeah, it's a great option. Story, all of them. Story is 4.8. That's pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I know Suarez has been pretty bad lately. I mean, I don't think he's a bad pitcher. He's just been playing kind of, just been rough. His numbers to righties this year don't look great. But
getting blasted.
Yeah, he's getting blasted. Exactly. Interestingly enough, the Rockies are one of the top strikeout teams against lefties this season. Problem is, obviously, the Coors atmosphere may take away some of his pitches. I know that Suarez likes to throw some sliders. We'll have to dig in and double check and see how those sliders move in Coors. But definitely, when looking at the 4 games, this seems like one of the most appealing spot for offenses. We do have a couple of the games to get to. Obviously, we know the ownership is going to be concentrated here, as it always is. So it might be worth going a little lighter, at least on one of these sides. I'm with you. I tend to think the Rockies side is the side I want to go a little bit lighter on. But yeah, for the most part, this is going to be a spot that everybody wants to go to for bats. It's, like you said, Ian Desmond's been decent against lefties. Well, not even that. He's just been better against lefties than righties. Arenado, definitely one of the top guys against righties. When Trevor Story's not striking out, he can hit lefties pretty damn well himself. Even Chris Iannetta has done well against lefties. So definitely interested to see which lineup we actually get from these guys and make our decision then. But we know
given a 428 WOBA to righties.
Yeah. It's been rough. And we know that this is going to be a very popular game for bats for sure.
I can say one thing. He's averaging a strikeout an inning against righties, though.
Yes.
And that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, they strike out.
Yes, they do. Yes, they certainly do. Moving on, we've got Lance Lynn of the Minnesota Twins visiting Jake Junis of the Kansas City Royals. It's going to be 90 degrees in Kansas City. 50% humidity. Definitely, I would say a boost to the hitters. Total is 9.5. Kansas City minus 105 at home. What do you think, Cash?
I think that Lance Lynn will be chalk after what he did last game at 5-5 so people can fit in course. And no, I will stack Kansas City. I'd rather stack Kansas City at lower ownership against Lance Lynn than stack Coors. And it's a terrible park. You have to do something nuts on a 4-game slate. Like, if you think you're just going to go in and stack as many Giants and Rockies bats as you can, and you think you're going to win, like, good luck. That's not how I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win by playing guys that everybody else is not going to play. So against Lance Lynn, you could give me Moose or Show. Perez, I'll take Soler action. I'll take Merrifield. Like the normal suspects. Like, I don't love to play John Jay. I mean, you could play him. You could go 1 through 5. You could even go 1 through 6. But I'm interested in that. And Jake Junis, like, there's a bunch of lefties over here. Bunch of lefties that I love to play. Jake Junis was decent his last game, I'm pretty sure. Wasn't he?
I'll look it up. Yeah, he's decent. He got 17 DraftKings points against the Cardinals. Yep.
He got 7 Ks. I mean, he's okay, but I would rather stack against him than pitch him, I think. 9-7. Like, 9-7. Like, this pitching slate sucks.
Yes, it does. It's so bad we don't even know who one of them is going to be. That's how bad it is.
I mean, you might.
Dude, I mean, listen. I mean, honestly, bro, like, as messed up as it is, like, we're struggling for one pitcher, but going back to the Coors game, especially knowing how popular it's going to be, it almost makes me want to look at Suarez a little harder, man. Honestly, like, just because. Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least he's got some K upside. We're going to be hurting for K upside here. The Twins don't strike out nearly as much against righties. Jake Junis is 9-7. I just can't do that. I mean, the guy doesn't have enough strikeout upside. He's in a matchup. I'll take lefties against the Twins all day. Don't really want to pick on them at righties. Not in 90-degree weather with 50% humidity. I expect that ball to carry. Junis has an extremely high fly ball rate to lefties specifically. He's got like a 47% fly ball rate to lefties. Most of the bats on the Twins that we're worried about are the lefties. They even got Sano back in the lineup, who I do like against pitchers who don't have that crazy high strikeout upside, which I don't think Junis does. I think he has some, but it's not like elite, crazy-ass, strikeout upside. So I like the bats here. I do think you're right. I think a lot of people might try to come in for pitching between this and the Dodger game, but I like the bats on both sides. It's going to be one of the better hitting environments on the slate. We had mentioned that the course temperature did cool down a little bit. Aside from the Atlanta Mets game, this is another really good environment. This is a little bit better, to be honest. It's hotter and it's more humid. So I know the park is bigger, but I like the Twins lefties here, man. I really do. And like I said, Dozier and Sano are back, so the lineup's going to have more power to it. So I'm with you. I think that people might come here for pitching, and I think that could be a mistake. I do.
Lance Lynn, he's just so good against righties. And
yeah, he is.
I really like Moose. I really like Moose. But I got a question for you. Who would you rather pitch? Velasquez against all them lefties or Junis against all these lefties?
Oh, man, that's a good question. As of right now,
one's 9-9 and one's 9-7.
Right. As of right now, I think I'd lean Velasquez because I think he has more actual upside. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Dodgers, even though they have a bunch of lefties, and they have been doing a little bit better, but we know overall as an offense they have been disappointing. The projected lineup for the Dodgers actually only has 3 lefties in it. I don't really know why. I don't expect that, but if that's what we get, I'll count that as a blessing. You know. But that's a good question. If I have to pick one, I think I roll with Velasquez, who I know has a higher strikeout rate in general than Junis. That's what I would lean. What do you think?
I don't know, man. It's I think I would go Junis. Actually, it's not. It's close. Like Velasquez does has more upside. If he's on his game, he has more upside. But at the same time, he has more downside, in my opinion. Like I think Velasquez will get blown up quicker than Junis will get blown up.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not like I would pick Junis. Like he's given up far less home runs, but I mean, he also pitches in KC compared to Philly. But
right,
yeah, I mean, it's not like I like either one of them, to be honest with
you. Yeah, kind of gonna have to pick your poison. Speaking of which, let's move over to that last game there. We mentioned Vince Velasquez visiting the Dodgers. Brock Stewart on the other side of that game for the Dodgers. Going to be 74 degrees, 51% humidity, so not a bad environment for hitting either. Total here is 8 LA minus 125 at home. What do you think?
I love Yasmani Grandal here. Love him. He is one of my favorite bats on this tiny little baby slate. Against Velasquez, man. Velasquez is kind of like Lynn. He's been very good against righties, and he has been shit against lefties. Like he grades out as the worst pitcher on the slate against lefties for me, and he grades out as the best pitcher on the slate for righties. So that tells you all you need to know. I like the Dodgers here. Like right when Justin Turner came back, they have been hitting better. I mean, it's not like they're the Dodgers of last year. That's for sure. But this Muncy kid, he's decent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't necessarily love the righties, but I do like Turner. I still think Turner is better against righties than lefties, but he is better against lefties than he was 2 years ago. But I really like Yasmani Grandal. Like, I like Turner, Grandal, Bellinger, and I could get some Puig action too because I like him more against righties. But yeah, I mean, this slate kind of sucks. Like, you don't want to invest a lot of money into this slate, especially on DK. Like on FanDuel, at least you get to pick one pitcher. DK, you got to find 2 of these sorry assholes.
Yes, it will be tough. Velasquez, couple things, as you mentioned, he's been horrible against lefties, but he still does maintain a 25% strikeout rate, so I think that helps. And like you said, he's been really good against righties. He has a 31.4% strikeout rate to righties. The Dodgers are kind of like in the middle of the pack as far as strikeouts. They don't particularly strike out a ton, but it really depends on their lineup. They're another one of those teams that have a variety of different ways they can go, so we'll have to wait and see what they do. Not sure I want to pay the 9.9 for Velasquez. I don't think anybody's going to want to pay up, but I think that most people will choose between Velasquez and Junis. I think that this is actually a decent hitting environment. If you're not into Velasquez, I do want to take some lefties against him. Max Muncy has been hitting really well. Like you said, Grandal, this kind of lines up to be a really good matchup for him. Even Cody Bellinger. But we'll have to see what lefties we actually see in that lineup. If they throw out this projected lineup, which only has 3 lefties, I think that's a boost for Velasquez for sure. Brock Stewart is interesting only because the Phillies strike out so much, but he's really had like no strikeout upside this year. He's really had like none, man. Like he was out of the bullpen. He played 1 inning against the Padres and didn't get 1 strikeout.
He just went against the worst team in baseball, Colorado, against oh man, like they're the worst. They jump him and D-backs jump every day. Who's the worst against righties in the league?
Yeah,
they just got to him real quick. Like,
yeah,
he just doesn't look good right now.
No,
I don't think he's a terrible pitcher, but he's not good right now. Right? He's getting hammered. Like,
Yeah, something doesn't look good. His ERA is 3.72. He's a bullpen guy, but his xFIP is 5.25. Over a home run, like almost 2 home runs per 9 so far. Yeah, he doesn't look great. He really doesn't. Could be an interesting spot to take some of these Philly bats, which should go a little lower owned in comparison to Coors, in comparison to the Mets and Braves, and of course this Twins game even. So Phillies could be a little sneaky, but I think it's going to be tough to play them over some of the other options that we have on here. Not even Coors, but like I'm really digging the Mets Braves bats and the Twins Royals bats right now. So it might be a little tougher for me to go to the Phillies, a team that does strike out a little more than we'd like. But Brock Stewart has been bad. He absolutely has. I agree. I think he's a better pitcher than what we've seen, but he's been terrible this year. Absolutely terrible.
yeah, I mean, I think that those are the like Colorado, San Francisco, Atlanta should be the highest on stacks.
Right. Agreed. All right, that's going to do it for the game-by-game breakdown. Like I said, guys, quick breakdown, quick show. Just a quick reminder. Normally we'd give you the plug here. I am going to remind you guys that we do have a Memorial Day sale going on. Use promo code Memorial Day Money with no spaces. Save yourself 25% off of our NASCAR season long, golf season long, all sports 1 year, all sports 3 months, all sports monthly, MLB monthly, or MLB season long. You can get the 25% off any one of those packages by using Memorial Day weekend. And yeah, we're doing the Y stream for the main slate, the 12-game early slate. That's why we didn't cover it on the podcast. We're going to do the Y stream at 11:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow for free. It'll be public on YouTube, public on Twitter. Be myself and Johnny the Greek, giving you that knowledge, giving you a little bit of taste of what it is we actually do. Again, it's an hour and a half before lock, so we'll have our research already done. There will be articles for the early. I'll write the GPP for the early slate. Johnny will cover the cash game article. And then, of course, for the main slate, we're not doing a Y stream, but Cash will be writing an article, and Johnny will write a cash game article as well. So we'll have some articles. If you want the articles, you're going to have to subscribe. Get yourself a day pass, $2.50, or use that cool-ass promo code I just gave you. Save yourself some money, and just make the commitment to the nation, because you're going to want to do it anyway. We got people winning every day. All we want to know is who's next. That's all we want to know. In the meantime, Cash, let's do some top threes. This should be fun. This main slate top three.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh, yeah, this is going to be real fun.
Give me your top 3 pitchers, man.
This is gonna sound weird, but Chad Bettis, because I attack San Francisco Giants all the time. Then it's gonna be Brandon McCarthy. I don't like either one of these pitchers at all, but I attack the Mets all the time. So, and then my third is gonna be Jake Junis, because I don't want Vincent Velasquez against the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah. Phenomenal top 3. I'm going to go with... I'll go the other side of some of those games. I kind of lean towards Velasquez over Junis. Like I said, I think it just has more upside. And then I think I kind of lean Suarez over Bettis, because I do think the Rockies have the potential to... I mean, don't get me wrong. The Giants certainly do as well. I just think Suarez has a little bit more K upside. And for a third pitcher, I don't know, man. Really don't like any third pitcher, to be honest. I guess I really don't, man. I guess I guess Junis would have to be my third. I really don't want to play Junis. Maybe Bettis. That's what I'll do. I'll go for the 2 pitchers from Coors. You got to be kidding me. This is gonna be crazy. Gonna be wild. Definitely a good leverage play though. But I guess that's where I'd go. Velasquez, Suarez, and Bettis. I do think that Coors game disappoints. Yeah, I do.
I can promise you. If you pitched Bettis and Suarez and then went to the other games for your stacks, you will have your unique lineup.
Oh, yes, 100%. 100%. Absolutely. Top 3 stacks, Cash.
I'm going to say the Phillies, the Dodgers, and then the Royals.
I will go with the Twins, I will go with the Royals, and I will go with the Atlanta Braves, assuming that we're going to see some whack reliever or somebody from the Mets bullpen. All right, Dong Watch, man. Pick some home runs. We don't normally include Coors, but we will include it since there's only 4 games. I don't even think we're going to pick anybody from there, but we'll include it anyway. But so you can pick Coors this time, just because there's only 4 games. Who's your first
I would
pick?
like to say that I got a notification today. Was it today or yesterday? Justin Turner hit a home run. Put a big ass smile on my face.
He did.
I was so excited.
I
Love that guy.
Oh no, it was today. It was today.
Yeah,
I don't know.
remember
Maybe it was
that
yesterday.
notification.
He did it.
Yasmani Grandal.
There you go. I like it. I will go with, give me some Max Kepler. It's Junis.
Mike freaking Moustakis.
I will roll with, I'll take some Freddie Freeman.
Carlos Santana.
And I will roll with Michael Conforto, who has been hot. I'll roll with him. He's hit a home run in 3 straight games. Him and Nimmo, man, they're heating up. His Dribble, too. His Dribble hitting well. He hit another home run today. Unfortunately, the Mets pitching has been that bad, though. That's why I like the Braves. So the Brewers put up like massive amounts of runs over the weekend against them. 17 in the first game and like 9 today or something like that. It was wild.
Anyway, I really like 1 through 3 right there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's going to do it for the Wise Take DFS podcast for tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up, that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe tonight because you're going to want the notification when we're going live tomorrow. You can actually subscribe on YouTube, or you can follow us on Twitter, turn your notifications on, and when we go live, you'll be notified. Speaking of Twitter, if you are watching us on Twitter or Periscope, please follow us on Twitter at @wise_take. Please like and share the podcast. I'm sorry, please like and retweet the podcast for the Wise Take Nation. You can also find us on Twitch. Give us a follow there. If you're watching us on Facebook, please like and share to support the Wise Take Nation. If you're listening on Podbean or iTunes, please give us some 5-star reviews, bump us up those charts. All these things really help us out, allow us to keep going. Don't forget, Nation, free MLB Wise stream tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. There will be no main slate Wise stream. That's just something we're doing. All the articles, you're going to have to buy a day pass. We're not releasing those for free. But again, the Wise stream will be free. We'll be kind of do our research and then explain to you where we're going, analyze some of the lineups that are out, and we'll try to win some money on Memorial Day. But in the meantime, Cash, any closing thoughts for the Wise Take Nation?
Yeah, you use your bankroll on the early slate.
There you go. The early slate's a big one. It's a big one. I like that advice. So for CashinDFS, for myself, the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.